that's Scott Mendleson. Oh God, Scott Mendleson. When they have to send out these sort of little articles like, oh, Captain Marvel trolled the trolls with a $455 million global launch. Here's the thing. You had to break Rotten Tomatoes and delete user reviews to inflate this movie, to protect this movie. You had to change YouTube's algorithm to protect this movie. Did anyone want it to fail? No, I don't think anyone wanted it to fail. I wanted a good movie. I wanted a decent movie. I didn't want this bullshit marketing. So what does this mean? What does it mean? Also, hello everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, your favorite YouTube harpy. I forgot the double hand wave. Scott Mendleson is kind of one of the biggest trolls that we deal with in articles here. Let's one of the things they do, and you guys are aware of this because you guys are smart. One of the things they do is they like to put out numbers and quotes and things that like the normies, that the stupid people out there who just kind of will read the headline and not even kind of dig into the article. They'll be like, oh, Captain Marvel made $455 million. Yes, that is globally. That's globally. Any of the predictions that people were making, like myself, I think mine was 95 million domestic. And you know what? It probably would have done something a little closer to that had they not broken Rotten Tomatoes and changed YouTube's algorithm when dealing with the marketing of this movie. It might have been a little closer to that. I believe it was somewhere in the 165 million this weekend. Projections are saying, give or take, and who knows if that's even legit anymore, because they have all these like scams and schemes and things like American Eagle Outfitters giving away Captain Marvel movie tickets. They have all kinds of little tricks up their sleeve, and the fact that they had to go to the lengths that they did to protect this movie by all of these sort of propaganda articles about, you know, calling fans trolls, Rotten Tomatoes basically destroying itself. IMDb, you know, also another one that was, I believe, had some fishy things going on with its comments on there too. YouTube changed the algorithm to put Brie Larson and news like CNN and Entertainment Tonight up in the top in your search results so that people like me, vloggers, people who are giving opinions, aren't being searched as much. You had to break YouTube to protect this movie. Is this like being in a sandbox next to a little kid, like a little rich bratty kid, you know, and who's like, yes, I demand you play with me. I don't wanna. I'm gonna tell my mom and your mom that you hit me if you don't play with me, and we're gonna play by my rules, and I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum if you don't play what I want, and if you don't comply with what I say. This is exactly what they're doing. This is exactly what Disney is doing, and Marvel and the marketing. And we're smarter than that. We know. We can see through that. Did we want this movie to fail? No. We just don't like being lied to. We don't like the chicanery. We don't like the deception. We don't like that you guys had to fucking break Rotten Tomatoes and YouTube to protect a fucking movie. A stupid movie with CG and superheroes and a cat. What is wrong with this picture? Oh, look at that face. I can't be mad at the cat. Oh, I just want to hug him. He's so sweet. Orange cat, good. He was a good boy. The point of this, the point of my outrage in this is just the lengths that they're going to, and the lengths that the people on Twitter and my comment sections and other people who are covering this, just to go out of their way to like, neener, you were wrong. Who cares if we were wrong? Look at what happened. Like, a year ago, I was a gaming YouTuber. A year ago, I had a gaming channel. I was playing Terraria. I was playing, you know, Parkitect, little indie games. I was just kind of on the outside. I was the normie person. I'm the Star Trek geek who comes into the superhero stuff kind of assuming they're all similar because, you know, the science isn't going to be that interesting or accurate. This is going to be basically fantasy and people shooting, you know, power beams out of their hands. Right. It's a different sort of science fiction. But the lengths that they're going to protect this one movie. You know, they're sending, you know, people are getting copyright strikes on their channels when they're giving reviews of this movie. People are so offended that people don't like this movie. It's like, if your entire existence is wrapped up on what I say about a movie, that's sad. Like, my opinions are my own. I don't have a YouTube channel just to be like the expert on every little thing, every box office prediction, every little. No, I don't know any more than you guys do. I do a little more research. I'm not doing bad. Like, when I said 95 million, it probably would have done closer to that. And it's okay that I was wrong. I don't care. I'm not psychic. I also didn't anticipate them changing the rules like that and completely cheating, because that's what happens when you're playing with somebody like Disney. They're going to change the rules. They're going to cheat. Now that we're aware of these tactics, and we were kind of aware of these with Last Jedi and Solo anyway, we don't care what the numbers are or what they mean. It doesn't matter. It's just it's the dirty, shady shit, right? And I'm happy they didn't waste all their money. I'm happy that people are enjoying this. Hell, I enjoy it more than some of the other Marvel movies. Oh, Lord. Let's see what this article even has to say. At this point, the notion of a new Marvel Cinematic Universe movie opening with a boffo Friday Sunday debut is barely news anymore. It's now akin to the new Tyler Perry's Medea movie opening with 25 million. Still, even by Marvel standards, Captain Marvel flew higher, further, and faster than its relative competition. Well, that's because you're also lumping in globally, and we usually don't see that sort of thing. This is how you kind of trick the normies into kind of thinking it did better than it really did by using, oh no, it was a huge success. It made 400 some million. You guys are saying 60. No. That 400 is global. We were talking domestic. See, this is another way they changed the rules on you. They start arguing points that you didn't actually make. So, the Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, Reggie the Cat, sci-fi. Oh, Reggie the Cat. I love him. He's so good. He's a good boy. It's a girl, but it's sweet. Opened with 153 million in North America. See, that's not unreasonable. That's really, if they would say that number instead of the 400 million, I think people would probably be like, oh shit, that's not a lot of money. Didn't it cost them like 200 million to make this? And then and I know that it's probably closer to like 160 to make, and then, probably another 160 to market, because we all know you basically, billboards, bus signs, painting the entire subway car with Captain Marvel's face, that stuff's not cheap. All the Goose the Cat stuff, all the live streams, and that stuff's not cheap. They still have to pay people to make the stuff. So that's not coming out of the production. That's coming out of marketing budget. That's a completely different bucket. Which is one of the second biggest solo superhero non-sequel launches, blah, blah, blah. Black Panther had 202 million. All right. So it's not doing as well as Black Panther. That was kind of how, I think that was what they were wanting. They were wanting another Black Panther. They were wanting lightning in a bottle. And blah, 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 Superman, Beauty and the Beast, who cares? Here's the thing with Disney. Disney is like Camel cigarettes. They like to hook people when they're young, so then you have grown-ass adults going around singing, do you want to build a snowman and let it go? I've never been a fan of Disney. I grew up in the 80s as a kid. I never liked Disney cartoons. I really didn't. I always found them to be saccharine and super, what's the word? Just not for me. I'm loyal to like Nightmare on Elm Street because I grew up with that stuff, or Pee-wee's Playhouse. I did not grow up watching Disney cartoons or movies or any of that stuff. I don't have this deep love for Disney that a lot of people do, and a lot of people will go to every Disney movie just because that's familiar to them, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's like me. I'll probably watch pretty much any Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th movie because it's familiar to me, with the exception of the remakes, because we know remakes are shit. But here's the thing with Captain Marvel, and I need to point this out, even though I kind of glossed over it up here. The Tyler Perry Medea movie, right? That's the only thing it went up against, was a Tyler Perry movie. Who watches Tyler Perry movies? I don't. That's never been my humor or my... I don't care. I just don't care about the jokes, and the cinematography looks awful. The only time I care about the Tyler Perry movies is like when Cinema Snob reviews them. They're okay to listen to somebody rip them apart. That's not competition. That's a completely different demographic. They're going to the Tyler Perry movies for a kind of cheap laugh, which is fine if you like them. Versus people going to this giant spectacle, CG, superhero, people shooting photon blasts out of their hands stuff. Completely different movie, completely different audience. So, and he gets into a bunch of numbers, blah blah blah. So no, the opening night bombardment of aggressively negative user reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, and IMDb were not indicative of the general movie-going populace. I know, I'm just as shocked as you are. Oh fuck, suck a dick, Scott Mendleson. You guys cheated and you know it. You destroyed Rotten Tomatoes to shut us up. There's channels, there are people out there copyright striking YouTubers like Midnight's Edge right in mid-review. We don't know if it was intentional or not. It could be. Officially, they say it's not intentional, that they struck them right in the middle of the review. But between people getting struck, between people getting censored, between YouTube changing the search algorithm about Brie Larson to where only CNN and Entertainment Tonight and all these news outlets pop up first, you guys are cheating and you know it. and it's not like we're upset. It's not like we're out there saying we want this movie to fail. I mean, I think some people might. I don't care. It's a Marvel movie. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are going to... They've been watching these movies for a decade. You know, getting a new chapter every year or so, or every 6 months in some cases. They're not going to skip a chapter of a book, especially right before the ending. We know that. I've been saying that for months. Oh, Lord. Sadly, I cannot count Infinity War towards Jackson's total. So he's talking about the box office totals about Samuel L. Jackson. Since he's only in the post-credit scene. Here's hoping Fury is an endgame enough for it to count. Ditto for Reggie the cat. Orange cat, good. Orange cat, good. Yeah, we want Samuel L. Jackson and Goose in there. Who is hoping to eclipse his personal best milestone. Or this personal best milestone when she stars, okay, it's a girl cat, in Avengers Endgame this April. So when Goose the cat kills Thanos, which superhero gets to say, looks like his goose is cooked. You know what? If Goose the cat ends up actually killing Thanos or sucking the Infinity Gauntlet into his stomach or something, spoiler. I think it's a girl cat. They're basically, so spoiler. He's an alien that has like multi-dimensions inside of the stomach. It's really cute. He had like the Tesseract in there. He ate it and gobbled it up and coughed it up on the desk. Really adorable. I'm okay with the cat killing Thanos at this point because I don't have that investment. I don't care about these characters. I'm kind of a very casual Marvel moviegoer at best. I like the cat though. The cat was adorable. Scott Mendleson says, I give it to T'Challa as Chadwick Boseman deserves a funny or two after playing it straight for 2 MCU movies. Give him a funny line. See, here's the thing. Like Captain Marvel, I heard that T'Challa was also regarded as the worst thing in his own movie. Being boring, wooden, not interesting, having no charisma. Gee, just like Captain Flat-Ass Captain Marvel herself. So, and this is just by going what a lot of people have been telling me in comments. Like, it's a very common sort of thread between my viewers, people I've associated with on Twitter. Anytime people talk about Black Panther, they're always saying, yeah, it was really good. It's overrated, but, Black Panther himself was kind of boring, so... I don't know. I'd be fine with Samuel L. Jackson having the line, to be honest. Goose the cat and Nick Fury need their own movie. So after months of speculation, rumors, manufacturer controversies, and the usual online huffing and puffing, Captain Marvel did as well as could be expected, at least for the moment. It did at least do well for the moment. And of course he's going to go on. Let's see if there's anything incriminating in here. Performed not like a standard MCU origin story, somewhere between Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, but like a true blue Mecha event movie. It didn't really do that much more than I think a lot of people anticipated. Not that much anyway. For what it's worth, it earned 51% more than Wonder Woman's 105 million opening weekend. I'm not expecting Wonder Woman's legs, if only because I'm expecting, also thank you for subscribing. If only because I'm expecting Shazam and Us to be better, and thus sharper competition than The Mummy and Transformers. Why are you bringing The Mummy into this? Alex Kurtzman ruined The Mummy just like he ruined Star Wars, or Star Trek. Yeah, we'll blame him for Star Wars too. Alex Kurtzman, Mummy, don't get me started. That's a whole side video. That's a whole tangent for another day. Here's the thing though with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman had the stink of DC all over it. And I didn't watch most of the DC movies in the theater because I heard they weren't very good. They were jumbled messes of boring crap. From what I heard, I didn't see them in the theater though. That this is just. So of course, even somebody like me, I waited until I heard Wonder Woman was good from enough people I trusted, not shill review sites, not Rotten Tomatoes for sure. I went to people like Midnight's Edge and whoever else I was watching review it at the time, and people seemed to like it. They're like, yeah, except for that third act, and I saw the movie and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much what I thought. It was a good movie except for the third act. Pretty decent movie. It did have the stink of the DC, just bad movies all over it. And that's why a lot of the time people are like, you know what, And I believe it opened, about a week, near a week before or after, maybe 2 weeks, near Spider-Man. So I think a lot of people are like, I could go see Wonder Woman or I could go see Spider-Man. So, thank you for subscribing. I need to turn off my notifications here. So yeah, Wonder Woman isn't really a good comparison because it's kind of a different sort of thing. And they're talking about China. Who cares? Currently sits just ahead of Batman v Superman, $422 million. And then they're going into all this other shit. Is there any time when you're calling us names? Because I'm bored with your article. Right, here we go. So, for reference, the online review bombing from trolls, bots, and so-called toxic fans. At least he's putting it so-called. Maybe he's realizing that we're a little pissed at it. And other disgruntled folks didn't mean a damn thing this weekend. Because you guys cheated. Because Disney cheated. They changed the rules. They destroyed Rotten Tomatoes, as best as we can tell. Or at least Rotten Tomatoes didn't help anything. And YouTube changed the algorithm to protect this movie. It is not anything to do with this movie being good or bad, or whether or not people making, hey, this movie looks like it's marketed like a feminist SJW piece of shit sort of video. That stuff doesn't count because you guys changed the rules at the last minute. And a lot of people aren't going to realize, if I go over to IMDb and I see the audience score isn't there, they're not even going to think anything of it. They might not even realize that there is controversy, that there are people who are upset that the movie is marketed towards like these anti-male SJW feminazi types, right? Here's what else didn't matter. Folks allegedly upset about Brie Larson's request for the press junket to be more diverse than normal. Alleged controversies. That's because you guys have been burying this. That's because you literally have been burying any YouTube channel reporting on Brie Larson. This is why my videos aren't getting like massive amounts of hits, because they're suppressing us. They really, really are suppressing us. And I'm aware of it. We're all aware of it. Judging entirely from the trailers. That's the point of the fucking trailer. That is the point of the trailer. You're supposed to judge if you want to see the movie or not based on the trailer and make up your mind before you even get to the theater if the movie's going to be good or not. It is not just I see everything and see if it's going to be good. No. People should not be going to every single movie to see if they're good or not. That is stupid. You are stupid if you think that way. You need to really change your thought patterns. And if you're on my channel, you don't think that way. I deal with these people all the time on Twitter. They're like, oh, it's just a trailer. You've never seen the movie yet. Yes! That's the point of the trailer. That is the absolute 1000% point of the trailer, is to decide whether or not the movie looks good enough to see. And then some cases, you'll hear enough word of mouth saying, yeah, that movie was garbage. Good on you. Or, no, actually, that movie was probably pretty good. It was better than the trailer looked. The point of the trailer, though, is to advertise the movie. And whether she should be smiling or more. Spoiler, she smiles a bunch in the movie and is hopefully laughing this morning. No, she doesn't. She doesn't really smile that much. Anytime she's smiling, it's like a smirk with a bitchy line. It really is. And she kind of treats Samuel L. Jackson a little like Driving Miss Daisy is a perfect example of how she kind of treats him. Cat's the best part of the movie. Seriously. Attempts to use Lita Battle Angel as a battering ram against the latest feminist-led action fantasy. You can and should see them both. No. Here's the thing. I totally support anybody who wants to see Alita because they think it looks like a good movie. If you're only seeing Alita to say, suck at Captain Marvel, that's fine too. I'm not seeing Alita because it doesn't look like a movie I would enjoy. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to see it, but I totally 100% support your guys' decision. I just don't like anime style movies, and that's what it is. It's very much an anime style, manga style. I'm not going to see Alita. I won't be seeing Alita anytime soon. And that is my right. And that is my, I have my own reasons for not liking some of the aesthetics of the movie. It looks a little too much like Blade Runner, and I really hate Blade Runner as well. It doesn't look very interesting to me, so. That's another thing that's going to piss off a lot of people, because guess what? I'm not like one of these just mindless, like, sort of NPCs, I have my own opinions, and I know it might shock people. I have the bright red hair and I look like a feminist, but I don't like Captain Marvel that much. And I'm on the whole side of, Captain Marvel's not that great of a movie, but I'm not going to see Alita because I can make up my own decisions, and you guys can too, and I support you guys 1000%. For me personally, it didn't look that good. Or concerns over the comparatively obtuse marketing campaign. Okay, that's a mea culpa from me on that score. No, well, here's the thing. The marketing was shit for Captain Marvel. It was bad. The movie is cringe. It has some bad moments. Everything you've seen in the trailer, pretty much, that's the entire movie. You don't need to see it to you're not missing anything if you're, really want to see it to tie into Endgame. You can just look up the post-credit scenes. You don't need to see Captain Marvel. Here's what did matter yesterday. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is the most popular cinematic franchise around. Well, we know that. Maybe the biggest ever give or take inflation for the first 6 Star Wars movies, which average... Why is he so obsessed with Star Wars? Which average around 750 million, blah, blah, blah. Audiences will show up for a splashy, big-budget, female-led superhero movie. Yeah, I know that. We've been saying that for months. Captain Marvel has earned a 79. Oh, we don't care about Rotten Tomatoes. No, we don't care about... They don't get to be an authority anymore on anything. They do not have that privilege. They broke their site protecting this movie. They do not. They are not counted as actual legit. It's the bottom third among MCU movies in terms of critic scores, but it's not aggressively worse, and the worse than those in the proverbial middle. No, it's a right in the middle of the road, or maybe kind of low middle. It's not. It's neat, and keep in mind, it's not even that bad of a movie. You're not going to be like, for the most part, you guys probably won't even be like kicking and screaming, and it's not that bad. It's really not. It's also not that good though. Just save your money. You can skip it. With the caveat that plenty of folks will enjoy it more than me, including my kids, it's a 3-star Thor/Ant-Man level movie that's getting 3-star Thor Ant-Man level reviews. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably even go maybe a little lower, like 2.5. But no, he's absolutely right there. Oh my god, I'm agreeing with Scott Mendleson. Here's what else mattered. Captain Marvel opened a year after the MCU kicked it up a proverbial notch with Black Panther. The first comic book movie to get a diversity Oscar nomination, the representation Oscar, and Avengers Infinity War. Because seriously, comic book movies don't deserve Oscars, especially not in the same year that Infinity War came out. Are you stupid? It's Black Panther. Making Brand even more popular, it opened after the above-mentioned tentpole drought after Aquaman and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse mostly wrapped up their domestic runs. See, now Aquaman wasn't bad. Spider-Verse I skipped because I don't like cartoons. And seriously, the camera looked bad, and I don't like kids. I just don't want to watch a kid in a movie. Ugh, they're just going to be annoying and whiny, bratty. I don't know. Spider-Verse is not for me. I am 30 years older than anybody that's targeted to, and if you enjoy it, I'm happy for you. I'm not going to see it. It's a big movie for the most popular subgenre around and part of the most popular brand and franchise, with the bonus of being a demographically specific event movie, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? This is still a best case scenario, but where it goes from here is merely a matter of math. Well, guess what? I think it's going to plummet next week. Most MCU movies do 2.4 times their weekend multipliers, 2.7 times their weekend multipliers, or 3 times higher weekend multipliers. So we're probably looking at a final domestic take between 368 and 460 million with plenty of wiggle room. The overseas numbers are more open for question. All right, and this just kind of breaks it down into like the number stuff. Scott Mendleson, the fact that they have to go out of their way to still push this narrative. Some of his article isn't even that bad. There's some moments that I kind of agree with him on, and he does make some good points about, yeah, but Wonder Woman was this, and the point is, when they have to change the rules by deleting reviews, by changing the algorithm on YouTube, what does that tell us in the big picture of things, right? That, to me, and I know this is a long video, I'm going to get complaints for that too. That, to me, tells me that this whole culture war, we're being noticed. They're paying attention. The fact that, like Midnight's Edge getting copyright strikes, people are actually had to go in there and manually copyright strike it. They had to be watching and want to be like, oh shit, they're either going to say something, and this is speculation, of course. Point is, they're watching us. They know what we're saying. That's why they have to change the rules. That's why they have to break Rotten Tomatoes. So I will leave my video in the description below of where I do kind of go into more detail about the Rotten Tomatoes stuff, all of the censorship that basically YouTube and the media have been doing about people who are just speaking out against the marketing of this movie. Oh, Lord. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know whether to rant anymore or laugh or cry at this point because it's just so ridiculous. But thank you guys so much for watching. Angry hate mail or presents, whatever, can go to Mecha Random 42, PO Box 1566, Loveland, Colorado 80539. You can find me over on Midnight's Edge After Dark most weeknights, and we do the Trek reviews and the Orville reviews. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.